GM ditched all dealers, and they are shocking the entire industry. They have already created platforms and implemented a direct-to-sales approach. I know you are probably asking yourself, why are they rushing when that will simply complicate things? While that is true, GM has a plan, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. It goes beyond just ditching dealerships. Let me explain. What exactly is happening? In short, they're ditching the age-old reliance on traditional dealerships. This move completely redefines a sales model that's been around for over 100 years. Barra announced this groundbreaking change at a buzzing press conference in Detroit, setting the stage for a brand new era in car buying. So what's the big deal, you ask? Well, it's not just one reason, but a whole bunch of them. With tech getting more advanced, shoppers' habits changing, and the drive to make everything smoother and faster, GM's decision makes perfect sense. Think about it. Dealerships have been the go-between for car makers and buyers for decades, right? They were the crucial link in the car buying chain. But now, with digital technology taking over our lives, the role of physical dealerships is up for debate. You know how it goes. You've probably done it yourself. Before heading to a dealership, most people dive into a sea of online research, armed with more information than ever. This newfound consumer power has made GM take a step back and reconsider their whole sales strategy. Why stick to the old ways when buyers are doing most of the legwork online? It's a new era, and GM is ready to embrace it. But this thing has history dating all the way back to the early 2000s. And it starts with one car that changed everything. You see, back in the day, car buying was a bit of a headache. Dealerships held all the power, with their opaque pricing and less than transparent practices. But General Motors had a glint in their eye and a plan to change the game forever. They looked at this emerging thing called the internet and thought, hey, why don't we let customers buy cars online? That is where the Chevrolet Celta came in, GM's trailblazing hatchback that was about to become the poster child for direct-to-consumer, or DTC, automotive sales. Launched in Brazil in 2000, the Celta quickly won over the hearts of budget-conscious consumers with its affordability and practicality. But the real magic happened a couple of years later, when GM unveiled its revolutionary DTC model. Imagine being able to configure your dream Celta, handle the financing, and complete the whole purchase without ever setting foot in a dealership. It was a level of convenience and transparency that had never been seen before in the car buying world. And let me tell you, the customers loved it. By 2002, a whopping 56% of new Celtas were being snapped up online. The Celta's DTC success story wasn't just a win for GM. It was a game changer for the entire automotive industry. It showed that consumers were ready and willing to make big-ticket purchases online, and that a well-executed DTC strategy could benefit both manufacturers and customers alike. But let's talk about that for a second. One of the big reasons GM is steering away from traditional dealerships is to give you, the customer, a better experience. Let's be real. Dealerships have a bit of a reputation, right? High-pressure sales tactics, confusing pricing. It can all make buying a car feel like navigating a maze. By cutting out the middlemen, GM wants to make the whole process simpler and way more transparent. Imagine this. You hop online, browse through a sleek, easy-to-navigate website, customize your dream car down to the last detail, and boom, purchase it right there. No haggling, no stress. Sounds pretty amazing, doesn't it? This direct-to-consumer model means you can handle everything from the comfort of your couch. And guess what? It's not just about convenience. By dealing directly with GM, you get to enjoy a user-friendly experience where you're in control. Now think about the relationship aspect. When you buy directly from GM, it's like getting to know the company on a whole new level. You're not just another sale. GM gets to learn about your preferences and behaviors, which means they can tailor their offerings to suit you even better. It's a win-win. This approach isn't just changing how you buy a car, it's transforming the whole customer journey. You get empowered with all the tools and information you need to make the best choice for you. And let's not forget the bonus of avoiding those stressful dealership visits. It's a game changer. On top of enhancing the customer experience, GM's decision to move away from dealerships is also about some serious economic benefits. Think about it. Maintaining a vast network of dealerships is no small feat. It's pricey, with all the staffing, inventory management, and other overhead costs piling up. On top of all these benefits, GM's shift to a direct-to-consumer model perfectly aligns with their ambitious sustainability goals. Traditional dealerships take up large swaths of land and require huge inventories, which, let's be honest, isn't great for the environment. By moving to a digital sales platform, GM is significantly cutting down on its environmental footprint when it comes to vehicle distribution. Now, this isn't just a superficial change. They've set their sights high, aiming to become carbon neutral by 2040. Less physical space means less energy consumption. No more massive dealerships with their constant need for lighting, heating, and cooling. In the grand scheme of things, every little bit helps when it comes to conservation. It's part of a bigger picture where businesses take responsibility for their impact on the planet and make meaningful changes for the better. But let's talk about what this could mean for all of us. With their strategic shift towards a direct-to-consumer sales model, GM is positioning themselves to become the data kings of the road. Soon, they'll have access to a treasure trove of consumer data, from demographics to purchase history, that will allow them to create some seriously tailored experiences. Imagine your car knowing exactly what features you want, what kind of deals you're looking for, and even how you like to drive. It's like having a personal automotive concierge at your fingertips. But the data revolution doesn't stop there. By tapping into the connected car technology, GM can gather all kinds of juicy details on driving habits, energy consumption, and maintenance needs. This intel can be used to develop next-level driver assistance systems, optimize vehicle performance, and even predict when your car might need a tune-up. And for all you EV enthusiasts out there, GM can use charging pattern data to identify where the infrastructure gaps are and build out those charging networks, putting them miles ahead of the competition. But it's not just about the car itself. GM is also keeping a close eye on customer feedback. Through online surveys, social media, and customer service interactions, they'll be able to gauge satisfaction levels and spot areas for improvement in real time. Imagine being able to voice your opinion and actually see changes happening as a result. It's like having a direct line to the automaker, and GM is all ears. They're sitting on a data goldmine that can fuel innovation, enhance customer satisfaction, and solidify their position as industry leaders. But let's face it, this is a very controversial area. Let me break it down for you in simple words. No one wants their driving habits or personal info floating around out there. So GM will need to implement some serious data security and keep customers in the loop about how their information is being used. They have to make sure they're protecting customer privacy and maintaining transparency every step of the way. But it's not going to be easy. They'll have to navigate a complex web of regulations and keep that customer trust intact. The companies that master data-driven decision-making will be the ones to come out on top in this rapidly evolving automotive landscape. And let's not kid ourselves. Shifting away from dealerships isn't going to be a walk in the park. Tearing down the current system and planting something new will take some serious effort and meticulous planning. So what are they going to do? Dealers have been GM's steadfast allies, essential to their success story. Many of these dealerships are independently owned and operated by people who have invested their lives into these businesses.